Hi everybody, Red Mom here. Welcome back to the garden on this lovely sunny spring morning. Today we are going to be addressing the cluelessness that was on parade on the Tucker Carlson show the other day. First, like the video if you enjoy my content and subscribe to the channel so that we can all work together to drag feminism back into the real world because it has to happen. And actually there's a commenter on this video who does a really good job of demonstrating for us exactly why that is. I guess this whole Hershey thing has kind of been pushed out of the news by some more important things. But, I've been looking forward to doing this all week. So here we are. And it's going to be just a little bit of, I hesitate to say fun, fluff, I suppose, to kind of ease our way back into the political stuff here. Because boy howdy if there isn't a lot of stuff going on out there. The January 6th tapes that I guess he has. Which, you know, way to share stuff that's part of an ongoing investigation, you dumbass. Yeah, but so this one is about the Hershey's ad, and the literal title of the video is, Tucker, they're trying to erase women. No shit, Sherlock. Let's see what these idiots have to say today.
For months and months and months, we've been covering the story of the Canadian shop teacher who pulled his entire class into his very obscure sexual fetish by wearing size Z prosthetic breasts and calling himself Kayla Lemieux.
Is he saying that the size Z breasts are an obscure sexual fetish, or that autogynephilia is an obscure sexual fetish? Because they keep putting it on the cover of magazines.
Because it kind of tells you everything. Why is this allowed? There are kids in the class. So this guy's finally been placed on leave. The school board in Ontario only took the steps after parents, some of them immigrant parents.
What does that mean immigrant parents have to do with anything?
Threatened to sue the school. This went on for so long because there is a well-funded effort to erase women, of course, both in Canada and the United States. Feminists are all for it. It's always your leaders who sell you out.
You better be careful there, Tucker, because you are selling yourself as a leader of certain groups, aren't you? And as far as feminists being okay with this, no, I am not. I know of many women who are not. Yeah, we're going to go on to address that in a little more detail here in a minute.
Hershey's, by the way, is now putting the face of a man posing as a woman on chocolate bar wrappers. This dude is called Faye Johnstone, called himself a proud slut, and said his female critics should be vilified so they, quote, don't dare to speak their views publicly.
Vilified so they don't dare to speak their views publicly. I wonder if that has anything to do with why all feminists seem to be okay with all of this shit.
Okay. Here's Faye Johnstone, not a fascist or anything, who, by the way, runs a, quote, LGBTQ consulting firm that makes a ton of dough from Canada's government. Watch.
Which I am going to say this, I don't care what you call yourself. You can call yourself a leftist if you want. But if you're out there policing people's speech with, like, the force of the state behind you, you're a fascist. The end.
My name is Faye Johnstone. I'm the Executive Director of Wisdom to Action. We can create a world where everyone is able to live in public space as their...
I love the little smirk with the eyebrow right there. We're going to create a world where everyone can live. Like, it's a dare or something. The vibe is weird, you know, and this whole dude is the face of Women's History Month for a chocolate bar company. I really, it's one of those weird situations where I actually have trouble figuring out where the misogyny ends and the general bullshit begins.
honest and authentic selves. See the woman changing how we see the future at Hershey's Canada.
And that is really the entire ad. I looked it up. The whole damn thing's 30 seconds long.
I mean, like, what? Women, don't worry, we're not replacing you. Don't worry, everything's cool.
Yeah, laugh about it, Tucker. That'll make you sound serious. That'll make it seem like this is a serious issue. Thanks a lot. You obviously care passionately.
Don't worry, everything's cool. Chadwick Morris with The Spectator. He joins us tonight. Chadwick, I have so many questions for you. One of them, like, where do we make up all these jobs? The economy's degrading, and this dude has found a job dressing like a woman, wearing a nose ring, and then he's gotten hired by Hershey's? Like, is there a major for that in college? Like, where do these jobs come from?
Where do they find these people? Really, you're going straight for the old white grandpa argument? My God, Tucker. Again, clearly a passionate defender of women's rights.
Well, first of all, happy International Women's Awareness Month, or whatever it is right now.
Or whatever it is right now. We're clearly doing a great job getting the word out, eh, ladies?
We all like a little nuts in our chocolate. I don't see what the big deal is. I love nuts in my chocolate, so I think it's perfectly fine.
Some people are allergic to nuts, you tool.
I think it's a real tragic start to Women's History Awareness Month that this shop teacher, who I think we all agree is delicate and as lovely and temperate as a summer's day, really, is under investigation for maybe not being really trans.
How would you possibly investigate whether someone was really trans? I mean, first of all, I've heard it's impossible to prove a negative, so you couldn't prove someone wasn't trans. But I'm pretty sure you can't prove that they are either. Boy, that's going to be a fun court case. We're probably going to end up following that one.
When did we start questioning people's identity like this?
When did we start questioning people's identity like this? The imitation of the pearl clutching liberal is kind of funny. I gotta give him that. Because that's a good question. Why this guy? Why are they questioning this guy's identity? And, I don't know. No one else. Why do rapists get the privilege of being put in women's prisons, but this particular fellow is being questioned as to whether he is a woman or not?
She also, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but aside from being transgender, she's also disabled. She suffers from gigantomastia, which is an unusual swelling of the breast tissue. In her case, it's prosthetic breasts, which apparently become sentient and swelling on their own.
That is not what sentient means.
So, this is just how it is now. If you say you're a woman, that's how it is, and women seem to be okay with it because very few are speaking up and being loud about being erased in this way and taken over by men in dresses.
Very few are speaking up and being loud about it. Well, I wonder why that is. It does seem odd. You don't suppose there might be a story there, do you? That would require journalism, though. And I know that's hard.
And
talk about mansplaining, though. I mean, isn't this the ultimate mansplaining? I'm a woman now. You shut up, ladies. And they're like, okay, I'll shut up. If some dude dressed like a woman tells me what it's really like to be a woman, I guess I can't say anything. Like, what?
Yes, it is rather the ultimate mansplain, isn't it? And I think that's what we've been saying for years. So once again, Tucker Carlson is just straight up stealing our talking points. I hate cable.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't want to get knocked down and bruised by those prosthetic breasts. I wouldn't challenge that guy either.
You know what? That's a very good point. Chadwick Moore. Common sense intrudes.
You know what? Common sense indeed. You don't challenge a crazy guy because he might fucking rape and murder you. If you're a woman, anyway. There's a decent chance of that. Yeah, so... You almost had it there. You almost had something there. Just the cluelessness on parade here. Really, and they think that this is all some kind of a joke. Meanwhile, at the same time, trying to earnestly plead, against the erasure of women. Come on. No one can possibly take you seriously on this topic now. Not that anyone should, anyway. I don't see how your viewers are ever going to take this topic seriously at all. Anyone who is a dedicated viewer of yours, which apparently there are many. So, that's kind of terrifying. And they just love to muddy the waters on this topic. Which is actually very simple. Human beings cannot change their sex. And it is in every cell of your body. I am sorry if that offends anybody. Reality doesn't care about your feelings. It's really weird because it used to have this well-known liberal bias, and lately, I guess they changed what liberal means, because now liberal means controlling people's pronoun speech. I'm not sure when that happened. I missed the memo on that one. I'm over here thinking that liberal still means, like egalitarian and promoting civil rights, which would be the opposite of controlled speech, if you want to know. So... thank you for joining me to make fun of Tucker Carlson a little bit today. He is just so eminently mockable, and I do care about the January 6th stuff. It is not directly relevant to feminism, however. This one definitely was. So thank you so much for joining me out here in the garden on this lovely spring morning. I have been Rad Mom here with you, poking fun at Tucker Carlson. We'll be back with some more hard-hitting political commentary next week. Join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the live stream, which is always fun. And like the video if you enjoy my content. Subscribe to the channel so that we can all work together to drag feminism back into the real world, because wow, does it have to happen. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.